something. And I'm an actor, by trade, and I've done, a lot of TV shows, commercial movies, a few. I think I Love My Wife, Chris Rock. Thank you. See, yeah, it was a good scene. And TV shows from CSI, NCIS, Law and Order, Sopranos, and right now I'm working on my short film, which we're going to talk about today, right? Called Papa. My directorial debut as a writer and director. This is
the young man over here.
Introduce yourself.
Mathew. I'm 60 years old from Los Angeles, California. And basically, I've been in like maybe one more thing besides this is called Coming Home as a play. That's what got me a nomination for an NAACP award. But my newest project is Papa, and it's real fun. So I'm talking about it today. So, all right.
Growing up in an African family was not an easy thing to do. In my household, my father was the king. My older brother got first pick at everything.
See how easy that was?
My little sister was the baby of the family.
Why are you so stupid like that? You don't have a choice.
And I was just forgotten in between. Until one day, I couldn't take it anymore.
Over my dead body, you done bring shame and something under my roof.
Ici là, c'est pas l'Afrique. C'est la dernière fois. Where's my son?
Action.
We are here to talk about this project, Papa. Myself, I've seen some of the preview from the work.
Right.
And I gotta say, I'm very excited about the result.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the movie and what is Papa about? What is Papa?
Wow. About Papa. Like I said, it's my directorial debut, and I also wrote the short film. So it's pretty personal, actually. It's almost like a love letter to my father, actually. And my father, the movie's dedicated to him. His name's Bambadjan Bamba. May he rest in peace. And so it's basically about that moment in our lives between him and I when our relationship changed from, soldier, general to father and son. Really have that kind of connection. So it's about, a stern African father with a rebellious son.
And I'm assuming the movie is taking place in the United States.
Well, it's actually taking place in the United States. It's loosely based on, like I said, on my experience. So I came to the States when I was 10, and I think around 15, 16, this event happened, and that's what it's about.
Well, that sounds like a very personal experience.
It's pretty personal. I mean, it's a bit scary, I have to say. To put myself out there like that. It's so personal, but I think the message is pretty strong, pretty powerful, and it could inspire a lot of different parents and kids actually to look into having a better relationship.
Now, I see that Matt just introduced himself to us earlier, and I can't help but note the difficulty he might have encountered playing the role of an immigrant in the country, and that is from the United States. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the role and how you approached it and some of the preparation you went through in order to really feel that experience that Bamba went through?
Well, actually, the experience was a lot easier I had on some mama that helped me do it. He was the director, so he kind of got me to those emotions. I also applied that with emotions I felt throughout my short time spent of living. Use that to kind of incorporate it with what the character was feeling and how he reacted to things. And I also did a lot of research. I looked up a lot of relative videos on that kind of lifestyle, living that life, what it's like, because it's also a different type of lifestyle than the one I'm used to, because I'm used to having, mom and dad maybe be here a little bit. I got to cook, But this one,
Me too. I got some cooking. Rice. You know what I'm talking about.
Rice. It's my wife, right?
But like this one is like different because, the mom kind of is taking responsibility. It's a woman in the job who has that responsibility to take on and for her kids. So a lot of the lifestyle things and, looking at patterns, that was what made it easier. But for me, it was a good experience, and it really helped me as an actor because it kind of broadened my range. So I got to experience different things. He was a great director. So that's what made it like, that's what made it really good.
Let me just add that I remember when I saw Mathew's tape, and Mathew's from LA, you know what I'm saying? But he's 14 or 15 now?
I'm 16.
16 now. 16 now. And he has this really deep voice, this deep
I did notice that. I know the ladies of it.
I'm telling you, man, he's in high school with this deep voice. And there's something about a deep voice that regardless of what accent you're doing, especially African, like you can play period pieces, you can play African accents, you can play a big range of things. So I thought Mathew was perfect for that, you know what I'm saying? And then the first play that he did, he was playing, was it a South African play?
Yeah, that was alright. Yeah.
Right, he was playing a South African character, so he had the African accent down.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, actually pull back, because I remember
when
I was growing up, my accent was not that thick, you know what I'm saying? And I remember being on the phone with him, like, okay, look, we're gonna go through the script, like each beat, every single moment, and I want to know how long you have, because it may take a minute. It's like, yo, I have as long as it takes. And this was like at 10 p.m. When I'm dealing with other actors trying to chase him down, blah blah blah. He's like, I'm ready, and he really went in with all his heart, which is why I think he's gonna do really well.
Now, you just mentioned an interesting. This is your first movie that you mentioned.
Right.
Now, how was the transition? First of all, we commend you for taking that route and producing such a great movie. As an actor in Los Angeles, and I would say as an African actor in Los Angeles, how was the transition from the acting to actually getting behind the camera and produce a movie?
Well, first I have to say I really want to jump in the shoes of a director, you know what I'm saying? Which is part of the reason why I'm not playing any character in the movie. And it'll be kind of weird playing myself in the movie at 20 something when I'm supposed to be 14, or trying to put makeup on to play the dad. So I put my ego aside and I was like, you know what? Let me focus and really get this directing thing. Because I've been on a lot of professional sets, like I worked with Steven Soderbergh, Mark Brokaw, like the names escape me. Who else? There's what is his name? Antoine Fuqua. That's what I was looking for. So anyway, I've been on a lot of sets and I've seen how it's done from the acting perspective. So I get that perspective. And then jumping in the shoes of a director, I was really fortunate to work with a DP. His name is Drew Mongai, and he's actually from Kenya and graduated at AFI. And him and I really sat down and broke down the story and broke down the shots and really try to simplify it as much as possible and to prepare ourselves as much as possible so that when we're on set, everything kind of flowed. And then, as a director, it's almost like you're overseeing 30 different people who are doing 30 different jobs, who are bringing 30 different perspectives to the same story. So you have to kind of be able to filter through what works with your agenda that you want for the film and what doesn't, but still making people feel like they're giving something to the story.
And I was mentioning that, I mean, I hear a lot of the names that were part of the movie. We met Mathew. I think that one of the things that strikes me of that movie, and from what I've seen so far of it, is one of the first time that we get that perspective told from the point of view of an African.
Sure.
Right. And so, in that sense, you know, you might. What were you trying to show the spectator watching the movie? What point of view, playing the character of this immigrant son, having that Pepe, having that relationship with his father? What do you hope people would get out of this complex situation, which more than one of us have experienced?
Everyone can identify.
I hope that people realize it's not even an African movie. It's a movie that has to do with the African lifestyle, but it relates to everybody because everybody has that feeling where they feel like they're inadequate in the family, or they're not as valued as most people are in the family. So I just want people to know that it's not just an African movie, like it's a movie for everybody. So yeah, that'd be great. That one.
I love that answer. It's beautiful because so it's a human story told from the point of view.
It's definitely universal. Everyone who's seen the film, people who worked on it, they all said either it's the mother they could identify with, they all know that father that's so stern, almost like a general in the house, and they all know the kid or the middle child who just feels like he's left behind and has to have his own voice. So
that is great. Well, I think you know, it's at LA Raw. We represent local artists in LA, and one of our main focus is young entrepreneurs. Really creating something from the black community. So we want to point out that we really love the whole project, and we really hope that it will be a great success. And we hope that you'll be coming back to talk to us, hopefully, sometime soon.
I absolutely will be back here. I mean, I saw the magazine. I really love what you guys are doing. I mean, it just looks real. You know, like what's going on right now with hip hop and fashion, and especially from the angle of that. I guess you consider us now the second generation of Africans here. The African diaspora. And you know, a big part of doing this movie also was to illustrate our experiences, because I don't think it's told enough, at least from our perspective. And it's also a point to note that Suleiman Sisabane, who is an Ivorian actor also, he's playing the part of the father. Right, amazing actor. He was nominated for Best Actor for Goodbye Solo. And he's also been in Machine Gun Preacher. He has a few other projects coming up. So he really brings a package along with Mathew. So the performances are pretty charged.
So when can we look forward to go see?
Well, Papa is going to do the festival route, and we hope that early next year or mid next year, you know, I'll have some festivals to invite everybody to.
Well, we're looking forward to it, and
I'll say one more thing. I'm sorry, I have to mention this. I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for Amazing Grace Conservatory. It's a performing arts conservatory that helps kids like me that don't have a way of communicating outside of their situations, and it helps them release all that energy out through acting, singing, and dancing. So we're triple threats now. So we're not just exposed to one thing, we're exposed to a lot of stuff. So I just want to shout that out, because if it weren't for them, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have had the pleasure to work with Mr. Bamba. Wouldn't have had the pleasure to be staring at this camera right now. So I just want to thank you for that. Yeah, AGC, Amazing Grace Conservatory. Please do your research. Please look it up. It's amazing.
Yeah, you guys gotta be careful for this kid. He's coming up, and he's already in school. I mean, I'm really proud of you. I think it's really cool. I can't wait to work on the feature, which is the goal actually, to put this out there and hopefully make a feature that can go worldwide.
And we can't wait to watch it. Again, everyone, this is the movie Papa. Bambadjan Bamba, Mathew. We will be the main actor in it, amazing kid. A lot more to come from me.
A lot more, all by God's grace though.
Thank you, Rashid Vega.